when he read it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. So then I felt it felt really
I'm
bad.
uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
What? How did you think that was going to play out?
I know it's the word you're good to go. It's good to go.
I know.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
We're here. This is our first.
Say action.
Do it. Are you a filmmaker? All right, here we are live, in studio together. We're at Post Lab Studios in Michigan. I'm sorry. Take two. We're at Pod Lab Studios in Michigan together for the first time doing a podcast together.
Podcast in person.
Yeah, and right before we start is when you tell me that you can hear me breathe on the mic on all the other podcasts, and now I'm like totally.
Well, I don't know what to.
Dude, I'm not going to talk this whole thing, and now I got to do this so that no one hears me
I laughed
breathing.
the entire time, and I got like a smoker wheezy laugh.
But you've never smoked.
I understand that, but nobody. The point is, it doesn't matter.
Jesus
we don't.
Christ.
We don't
all right.
care.
We came prepared.
We've got a list, but
Are we prepared?
I don't know about prepared.
By the way, I did this for you because you don't know. You're like, give me 4 months to think about things.
I like to mentally think through some things before we get to it.
This is weird. Like, it's weird not seeing you on the computer screen.
I agree.
And
this is where my brain went. I was like, now that we're in person, like, are we actually supposed to do? This feels like more eye contact we've had than we've had in the last 7 years.
This podcast, you're going to see me looking this way a lot because I can only look at you for so long. And the other aspect of this is, like, I don't know how. Normally, I have the laptop, so I can be like, all right, this looks fat. So let me pull the shirt down this way. I don't know what it looks like. I know my camera's there, so Mom, you better have commented. I swear to God. So Diane. And the other thing too is like my little nephew Troy was like, how come you never mentioned me in the podcast? I was like, well, it's called sponsorship. There's some dough.
We'll cut it. Sorry, Troy. So this is weird.
It is weird.
Because there's also this camera catching the wide.
And Ace over here.
And Ace here.
Ace is...
Yeah, running the
and he's
the
like,
rig.
He's like, they'll just let anyone in here.
Yeah, clear's no question about that.
Ace just cares about that money. He doesn't care.
Amen.
Who gives a fuck what you guys are talking about? Here's the invoice.
He put it under your notes.
Yeah, exactly.
So the wide shot is what's like messing me up.
Holy shit, there's 3 cameras.
It's what's messing me up
so you
mentally.
can see my fat from every angle.
It's great.
All right.
Listen,
this is
it is what it is. We
come back to Michigan.
We just ate a whole meal.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hook it up.
There we go. Check it out.
Representing
your pull ties are in the way. There
Walled
you go.
Lake Vikings. Walled Lake Central Vikings.
Just for today.
Just for today. I bought it just for this.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It looks good on you.
I'm gonna rep it in Texas.
I honestly can barely tell the difference between high school and now.
There's just a couple more gray hairs, and in all honesty, if we're talking all being for real.
We're not throwing out numbers.
We're not gonna throw out numbers.
But you've doubled.
Dude, there's 2 of me. So
same.
Kudos, Gigi, for staying with me. We met when we were 11, and now I'm not. So I love you.
Leon finds a way.
Leon finds love, and this is how I know she loves me. She has not left, and she doesn't even give me shit about being fat.
That's so
She's,
nice.
she will. She's gonna be like, you don't have to mention on the podcast that you're fat. I was like, no, I know. They see. All right. What's the first thing? Growing up in Michigan. Well, we got the same thing, the same room. We got that conversation out of the way. How this is weird.
It is weird. Yeah, sure.
I mean, what else can we say about it?
Okay, so this was your brainchild, right? When you honestly,
what do you mean by brainchild?
Ever since we started the podcast on a regular basis, you're like, we should do a podcast when we're together.
This is our second time doing it.
not like this.
No,
not like this.
But the first one will never see the light of day because we were so drunk. Was it just me? You weren't drunk? Dude, I was. How many times have I said that? Like, it started with me being drunk. And dude,
I didn't want to. Come on out, guys. This is actually an intervention.
Mom, Diane. No, because PJ's he told the story of I met him when I was drunk.
It was that night.
Yeah, I know it was that. Oh, it was the night that I met PJ?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it was after we got back from
And we started drinking after that? Because I was...
Swing starts.
No, but I was hammered when we met him.
Yes.
And then I kept drinking afterwards?
Yes. Because
I've never once listened to that podcast. I never will.
That's how you... Well, we didn't really podcast. We just set up some cameras.
No, it was you just saying like, hey, talk about this. Talk about this ex-girlfriend.
No.
We'll cut it.
No. It was not me asking questions. You just free flow
Really?
all of it.
Really?
I say
pontificating?
I say free flow, but it was slow and
all right. So we realized then that we could never do a podcast in the same room after that.
Well, no, but going back to the original point, every time we've been getting together for whatever it was, right? Like,
I keep wanting to podcast.
Yeah, you're like, we should podcast. We should.
And you're like, I'm not podcasting. We got to set up PJ's concert.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing. So I was like, there's so many logistics associated with that in terms of getting the cameras and getting all our stuff and wiring everything up. Like I don't see us having time to create that. However, on this round, you were like, there's got to be a studio in the space. Why don't we just rent a studio? And we'll just, so here we are.
Found Pod Lab Studio.
Here we
Ace.
go.
Ace and I are best friends now, by the way. So
that's what I meant by your brainchild. This is like you've wanted to do the
I have wanted to do this. I feel this is more, even in this first couple minutes, is more like how we typically are than when it's the podcast.
So I think that's important to point out because it's likely to have a different vibe than we've ever had before. And you even said on the way over, you're like, yeah, it's difficult for me to step on you when we're not in the same room and we're on
talk
camera.
Over you,
to talk over me.
Yeah. So we come up with some themes for this episode. Right, we're good. We can move on. You're good.
Yeah, we can move on. But so I don't know about themes.
We talked about like how Michigan shaped us.
Well, yeah. So when we knew we were going to do this, and we said, well, this is going to be kind of a special thing, a special episode. What do we want to talk about?
We kept calling it our very special episode. So part of me did think when you were like, everyone come out, here's the intervention. I did think that there was
really be the thing.
There was a moment.
Well, the irony is it wasn't about your drinking; it was about your ex-girlfriend problem.
Oh, Gigi. My wife's gonna hear. My kids are gonna hear this. Are we pulling out? All right, hold on. I got a whole list. Yeah, see, I got a whole list of things we can't talk about.
Absolutely.
All right. So here's how I think the order should go.
Okay.
Let's talk about regrets. That's going to be the theme of this episode.
Okay.
And then let's talk about how Michigan shaped us. I'm kind of shifting this around a little bit because you brought some boxes, and I don't know what are in these boxes. It's kind of
memory boxes.
Yeah, I mean you got the harmonica, which we'll get to.
That one, that one I leave out on display on the studio.
This is John
This
Popper.
is going to be part of the story. One of the stories
All right,
here.
So we'll get there.
The boxes are like memory boxes from our
haven't seen them.
Childhood.
Yeah, so this is so let's get regrets out of the way because I have a feeling when they go through our memory boxes,
there'll be more regrets.
There will be a lot of people dropping off. Like who gives a shit about?
That's fun.
Well, there's going to be regrets. I mean, I can already tell. Your shoes. I'm already regretting you wearing these shoes on here.
That makes one of us.
Dude, you got Nerf pump shoes.
Yeah, these are actually. So I have 5 pair of pumps. These are my favorite pair. And so when I was like, you know what, if it's going to be special, I'm going to wear my favorite pair. It's a very special episode.
This is why I can't look at you, dude. Seriously, like if you want to see real-time secondhand embarrassment, just me looking down is when I get embarrassed for Eric. All right.
Or running.
So let's start with the regrets. And to set it up, because I want to get to a couple stories of job regret type situations.
Yeah, it's like professional.
But we've talked about this, like... This, I wasn't planning on going here, but we had a spot, like I lived, 10 houses down from you or whatever.
Growing up.
Yeah. And the shortcut was in between this lake. There was these 2 houses that were kind of separate. It was like kind of where the boat launch was or whatever. Who knows? It was whatever.
I know what it was, but whatever.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. We would sit there at night on the way home and just look up at the stars.
Here we go again.
What? I know how it sounds. I know how it sounds.
Why are you bringing this up?
Because
we already had to hash this out.
Were we not supposed to bring this up?
No, we can. But
so we were holding hands. All right. So no, we weren't holding hands.
This is why it's a problem.
You were in my arms. No, we would sit there and look. I mean, we're 13 years old, whatever, looking up at the stars.
They're so good. good way to
There's
tell
no
it.
good way. Just two friends just
Yeah.
hanging out, talking about life and, you know, what we want out of life. And I always said that I wish we could go back and have those conversations again, or a journal or something of those conversations. And I tell my kids
A
this.
journal of those conversations.
Sure,
like
whatever.
You wish
Or pictures.
I wanted to find. I want to understand what you're saying. Are you saying you wish you had some proof or understanding of what we did then?
I got
Or are you
emotional
saying-
here talking about
It happens.
Shotgun
It
first to cry.
happens. We talked about it. We questioned. It's a very special episode. So okay, hold-
Gigi?
So what? Ariella?
yeah. Here we got things to talk about.
Wait.
Yeah,
So are you
go
saying
ahead.
you wish you could remember the things we talked about then?
Yeah, like
Or-
I know, because we used to really talk about what's the meaning of life.
We did.
I wish our future selves could just come and just pummel us.
It sounds like it might happen.
Yeah.
So this is what I'll say about that. I do agree with you. It was actually maybe some of the only times that we weren't doing stupid, dumb adolescent boy
Kid stuff,
bullshit,
yeah.
kid stuff,
Yeah.
right? Whatever, out playing basketball or beating each other with, carpet rolls or, like that kind of stuff. For whatever reason, we just decided that was a more philosophical and reflecting time. So it was
Right,
like at the
right.
end of the day, like we would just go and hang and sit and just end up talking about life and
Yeah.
like plans. And
It was just peaceful and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I always said that I wish we kept a journal.
It might be one of the only times we actually got along while we were in each other's presence.
I think we're looking
we
at rose-colored glasses with that.
I don't think we argued during that time because we
No,
were trying to
probably
be
not.
quiet.
We were trying to be quiet.
Yeah,
That's
we were
right.
trying to be
It's like,
quiet.
you son of a bitch. But so the whole thing is I tell my kids now, I'm like, you guys should keep a journal. And they have phones, so it's a little bit different. Like they could take pictures of everything and be able
It
to go
is
look
very
back.
different.
It is. But there's something about the journal experience
Yeah.
of really kind of, because you're forced to write your thoughts down. This doesn't tell you what you're thinking at those moments and stuff.
Yeah. So to that point, it's funny you say that because we talked about one of my defining moments we're going to spend an episode on was one of the things I did as a parent with Milo, with the Gem Quest scenario. So that's coming.
Yeah.
I've started to try and go revisit it mentally and go back to it. And I came across a video of me doing a video journal that evening where I just recorded myself talking about the experience and the day and
Yeah.
like the proud moments or whatever, that whole thing. And I was like, oh shit, I'm really glad I did that because there's stuff here that I would never be able to recall anymore. And my point is that's what the kids should be doing. So to your
Yes.
point, it's not just
No,
like,
it isn't. It should be a reflection
it should
of
be
things.
like a video journal.
As you were saying all that, I just kept thinking to myself, should I be holding my breath so you can't hear me breathe? Like, I'm really self-conscious about that now because it's a
welcome.
wheezing, right?
Well,
It's
hold on. So let me ask you this. But when I brought it up and I said, before we started here.
today?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I brought up and I said, you can hear yourself breathing on Brandon's episode, you went, yeah.
Well,
Was
what am I
that a
gonna
lie?
say?
Was that
it
a
was
lie?
a total lie.
Well-
Of course I didn't hear it. Of course
I
because
don't
I'm already
understand
self-conscious of the way I look. We got 3 cameras, Ace over here judging me. Of course I'm like, I care.
Why would you lie
now-
about that? Why wouldn't you just go, I didn't know? Like, it's so weird.
Because it's better if I'm like, yeah. I meant to do that.
That makes sense.
Now I regret
makes
this
sense.
conversation. So this is all a good
regrets.
all
That's
comes
regrets.
around.
That's one of the themes.
So I want to get into. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm curious. What was the bringing up when we were, reflecting
Because I want
on
the
that kind of
kids.
stuff?
Because this first thing that I'm going to tell you about, I did keep. I kept a journal twice in my life. Once was the India, which we recorded once, but then we scrapped it, so
Yeah.
we're going to go back to it in the Dalai Lama story.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to that.
One of your defining moments.
Yeah, very, very big defining moment. But the second is I kept a journal, not as an extensive a journal, but it was through my directing notes that I kept notes about how I was feeling and stuff. And I revisited this, and this is what kind of gave me the sense of why I kind of want to talk about the regrets thing. And there's 2 stories I want to tell about this, and neither one make me feel all that great about myself.
I get it. It's vulnerability.
I'm
Season
learning.
2.
I'm learning. So when I was in film school, we talked about this on the Brandon episode that, Ernest would be like, what do you want to do other than direct? You can't say direct. So, for me, it was editing, and I was going to get into
As a
directing.
position in the industry.
Yeah. So I edited first. And so built my way up directing, and I got to direct Ripley's Believe It or Not when they rebooted Go ahead.
Well, this is within the last.
Oh, this was
8 years,
2018.
5 years? Yeah, okay.
2018,
so we're
17.
only 8 years ago ish.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm trying to get a gauge
that's
for
big. And we talked about this on the David episode. David, there's your mention.
Wink.
Wink, wink, wink. Happy text, please. But he mentioned this on that episode. We ended up selling 2 shows to Travel Channel, and it basically saved our company. One of them being Ripley's, believe it or not, which is a whole thing that we don't have to get into the process of selling that and the ups and downs of that. But so Bruce Campbell signs on as the host. Now, I was a massive Bruce Campbell fan from The Evil Dead, but then I started watching Burn Notice, which was filmed in Miami at the same time. Yeah, Burn Notice is great, and he's great on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Evil Dead, everyone knows him for that.
Sure.
For the
Which I've never seen, by the way. But
oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I know he's Michigan.
We should stop this and go watch.
Okay.
Yeah, but so that was the thing.
Native from
So we spoke a couple times on the phone before me flying out to Orlando. We filmed at the
Bruce.
Texas Crew, everyone at Texas Crew. Brad was there, David, the Travel Channel execs, wink. You know what that means, chips. But then Bruce, we picked up the next day. We started with the voiceover sessions, if I'm remembering this correctly. So I was just sitting in the back seat at my first time meeting Bruce, and we were just like talking about Michigan, right?
And where was this? Where were you doing?
We were in Orlando at the
Ripley's
or whatever corporate office, and that's where they have the museum, all the warehouse for shipping out all the different things.
Is that the same building as the Upside Down?
No. That's in Orlando.
Yeah.
But that's not their corporate office. It looks like a corporate office, other than you go in.
I didn't know if it was a dual purpose.
You go in the back where we shot the show, and it looks like the Indiana Jones, like the end where it's just
boxes, archives.
It's absolutely incredible. Cool. You could spend a year there and not see everything. It's amazing.
Looks like my basement, probably.
It does. It looks a lot like your basement.
Go ahead.
So, Bruce and I are talking about, my friend Bruce. Yeah. We're just talking about Michigan because, he grew up in Royal Oak.
Brucey.
Yeah, Brucey. And so the first day we go and do voiceovers. So Brad was going to direct the voiceovers. And it's so interesting because he's been, doing this for a million years, right? Like acting, and I mean, his credentials are insane.
Been in the industry for decades.
Yeah. So he knows what he's doing, right? Like, so there's not a ton of directing with him. I mean, you could be like, hey, can you give this way or whatever? But it's like, he said something I'll never forget from a directing standpoint. He's like, don't be so concerned over every word.
Right.
And because we were, and so it's like, oh, that is interesting because he does know it. So we go to the shoot the first day, and it was all right. So it was okay. He was good.
What were you shooting that day, or what were you doing?
It's all stand-ups, so it's like, and in this story,
him at the camera.
Everything's looking him into the camera, and just leading into the stories, and so. I think everyone thought he's good, but he's not great. Like if you think about just Ripley's, believe it or not, even how you say that, and that's just on me, right? That's on the directing side of it. I wasn't really pulling it out of him, so I felt horrible. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I
just jump in because
yeah. No, I love all this where it's going. But what I'm curious about is, so you knew you were going to be directing him coming into the project.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to be directing. So what's your level of anxiety and nervousness going into it? Are you comfortable at this point with what you had done up to then?
So,
or
if you would have asked, yes, you're talking my work leading up to, yes. However, if you ask me this now versus then, it's 2 different answers. I'm way more comfortable now,
sure,
because and I don't want to get in the whole there's this whole history of. Me becoming a partner at Texas Crew and all that stuff that you'd really have to kind of understand that this was a pretty defining moment for the company, this job, so it has to go well. And
so there's the extra
so
pressure.
there was that extra pressure of that. There was the extra pressure of usually get a couple rehearsal days or something, or all this stuff. And we were doing wardrobe before then, all that
whatever.
stuff. Yeah. So I came in really prepared. The thing that I wasn't prepared for, and I worked with a lot of people in Miami who worked with him on Burn Notice that were like, stay out of his eye line, and when you're directing him, give him big broad strokes, not little notes, right? Or not like, hey, can you do this, whatever. So I did. Stayed out of his line and stuff. And I knew that was a big thing. So we, halfway through the day, I pull Bruce aside and I'm with Brad and we're talking and this is where the regret kind of comes in because I should have known this I'm like, it was after he was doing a piece on the car. This car, they built it upside down, so it looks like you're driving it upside down. It's kind of cool. And I'm like, Bruce, it's just like it's just missing something. It's missing the Bruce factor. And he's like, well, this writing here, like it. You guys are talking about a car. I'm from the Motor City. You guys have nothing in here about all that stuff. And it was one of these things where like, I like. From a directing standpoint and a even producing standpoint, like we should have done that, right? Like we should have known, like, oh, we were kind of expecting him to bring it, but he can only, because we have a teleprompter, he's only reading the words, right? Yeah. And so the best moment of my career was rewriting the whole script with him, Brad, and myself, just rewriting this stuff. And then like we stopped out production for an hour, and we would do this before every day. We would write together. Greatest thing in my life. So then there's this, and I have it. I'll probably have to go show a picture of it. I'm getting to the big regret thing here, though. Okay. So let me just tell this one little quick story. So we're doing something that he kind of rewrote. We're doing one of the pieces, and he flubs a line, and I'm like, "Hey, Bruce, let's take it again. You flubbed the line." He's like, "I didn't flub the line." It's like, you did. Like, what else am I doing? I'm just sitting here listening to you. What, like you flubbed the line. He's like, I didn't flub it. I was like, I'm like, can we just do it for a safety then? He's like, I'll bet you $1 I didn't flub that line. All right, let's play it back. Of course, he flubs the line. Doesn't say anything. Just goes back there and it's like, all right, take it from the top, right? So the day goes by, and it's a stressful day. Just there's a lot on my shoulders, and it's like it's a massive crew that we had, and it's just a lot of.
Sure, it's a full-on production.
It's a full-on production. So the next morning, I'm standing there like, Bruce, you sleep or whatever. He just comes up and he slams $1 in my chest. And I was like, oh my God, he actually paid up the $1. So I was like, you're going to have to sign this now because no one's going to believe this story, right? So I hand it to him and he just writes, fuck off, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Which you now have framed in your house.
And so then it comes down to here's the regretting part. And my wife is going to hate that I'm telling this story because it's a secondhand embarrassment.
Sorry,
Gigi, here's your point to stop. Here, Gigi.
Yeah. Fast forward.
Stop. And then when I do this again, start playing because she knows as soon as I say.
She's going to mute it, you think?
No, she's going to skip until she sees this because her dream was to go to Comic-Con, right? And Travel Channel takes out a conference room at Comic-Con, right? So we're in the green room waiting to go on for the panel. They had the big panels and stuff. It's like where you see Marvel panels. So
you're talking about at Comic-Con now.
Yeah. So Ripley's has theirs, and Bruce is gonna host it and stuff. And we're in the green room with Snowpiercer. So Jennifer Connelly is there, which she's on my list that I'm allowed to cheat with.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? See, keep going, Gigi. She's my hall pass. I guess that's a better way of saying it than cheat. Hall pass.
So wait. So you took Gigi down to the Comic-Con and you're now waiting
because Ripley's was there.
Okay, so to promote
Ripley's,
the show. And so you're hanging out waiting for the panel thing to happen, and the room you're waiting in is from the people from the movie Snowpiercer.
Yeah, well, it was a TV show.
Oh, it was a show.
Yeah, TV show. Yeah. Yeah, and so we're just waiting to go on. They were coming off, and we had like 20 minutes or half hour to go on. So Jennifer Connelly's getting food, and I'm like, I walk over to her, and Gigi grabs me. She's like, "No, you're not." Because she would definitely.
Now,
I mean,
so I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Jennifer Connelly being on your hall pass list is from what exactly? Does this go like all the way back to Labyrinth?
Take your pick. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it because of it. I can't say it now. She just, not the drugged out version of Requiem for a Dream.
There is no non-drugged version of Requiem.
I have a soft spot in my heart for that stuff. Like, I don't know.
I'm not even going to say what
this
I'm thinking right now.
This is not even the point of the
No, it's not.
The thing.
You brought
we
it
went
up.
down.
She was on your hall pass. You brought it up.
This episode's going to be about 5 minutes long. So
we might as well build in a few regrets along the way.
Yeah, well, I regret every second of this.
Here we go.
So I'm sorry. The regret actually comes beforehand. Sorry. Oh no, it was after. So we're friends with Steve Ravino, right? Yeah. Good friends, like not someone that we're just acquaintances.
More you than me, but yeah.
So when we go to his concert and stuff, like I can call him and be like, "Hey, we're here. Take us backstage or whatever." But I always feel weird about that.
Okay.
Even though he's a friend, like, and every time I do it, he's just like, yeah, just tell me you're here, or whatever, like that. But I always want to go through his people to be like, hey, we're here. Let us, can you come grab us or whatever? And I always feel weird about asking because of like it's not planned, and if something goes off course like that, I'm good at like we did that with Tim Montana. Like Tim's like I'll be there, in 20 minutes. It's like an hour and stuff. I'm good with that. But if like I'm leading people somewhere, like we did with the 25 people that went to Michigan, like I want to make sure that everything's set so I don't know.
Well, that makes sense when you're talking about that. In that scenario, you are the leader of this. Right. This group, right? And everybody's looking to you, right? Because we're all there to go through you.
And my thing is I don't want to like bother Steve or whatever like that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Right. So cut to right before Bruce, like the whole Travel Channel, people were all going to be there for the autographs and stuff. And I was like, I didn't know what time it started. And so like, I'm like, am I late or whatever? And I'm kind of panicking because this is what I do when I'm nervous like that. And there was this woman, and I'm with Gigi, and there was this woman, she was like a helper, a volunteer or something like that. And she's like, I flag her down or whatever. I'm like, hey, where's Bruce Campbell? She's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, well, he's supposed to be here. And I'm not getting mad at her or whatever. I'm like, he's supposed to be here. It's my frustration coming out of like, well, he's supposed to be here right now. She's like, well, I can check or whatever like that. So she like goes on the walkie-talkies like that. But I'm still like kind of panicking. Like, did I miss it? Or I don't even know why I was panicking.
Well, so was this another scenario where you were in charge of a group of people?
No.
It was just you and Gigi.
It was just Gigi and I. Okay. But you know what it was is I had like 10 posters I wanted signed for the people at the offices and stuff. And like I had one for my neighbor that I want to get done and stuff. And like my thing is like, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Ariella about what my issue with this was. Cause like, if you look at David or Brad, they're very calm, chill. Like if it happens, things or whatever, I don't know I don't fully know. But what I do know is she wouldn't tell me where it was. And I was not getting angry, but I was like, well, should I just call him? And she's like, why would I, how do I know? Like, I'm like, cause I have his phone number. And I was like, it's instantly when that came out of my mouth, it was just the regret. And it just like, I felt bad for Gigi. She had to witness me like who gives a crap that I have his phone number? Right. Like that means nothing to no one, so it's just one of those just, and I have to live with that. And by the way, I've waken up many a night screaming like, why would I do that?
That's interesting.
Wait, all right, Gigi, you can come back.
So maybe not.
Yeah, hold on.
Do you think that it had anything to do with the fact that you wanted to get the posters back to people and you were worried that he wasn't going to be
there was part of that. Am I putting him out? Like here's the thing, because I've been around a lot of celebrities in the sense that like their time, just go back to like with Pitt, like when we were with Pitt, all those there's like, long.
You're welcome, Matt.
Yeah, there you go.
We have a counter going.
Do we? Who's saying it? Matt says I say Pitt a lot.
We talk about Pitt on a regular basis.
Well, Armando,
no, because it's that we say it; it's that we reference him.
No, it's because it's the frame of reference of you and I had the same or around the same thing. Like I can't. Who do you want me to say?
I don't. It's just funny.
Dave Matthews, we'll talk about that next. That's my other regret. That's next. But
there's no ill will here. It's just funny. It's brought up how often we mention
because it's the reference that you and I like. We were both with him.
It is something that we spent a lot of time doing that is a common reference between us, so it often comes up. I get it.
Right.
There's no question about it.
Right. So the thing is we were really good about respecting his time, and we didn't ask more than we needed of him. the same thing would be with Bruce. So I was looking for other people, like his handlers or something, to make sure that our stuff for the Texas crew side was covered.
Sure.
And I had a bunch of posters and stuff that I needed him signed. And I know because of these things, like if he's, there's a long line that he was going through of signing things. Like, is he going to want to do mine? Sure. And so I ended up texting him like, hey, I got these posters that I need signed, and he's like, yeah, sure, buddy, we'll take care of it.
In the moment, then is when you. So is this after you said the thing you regret?
Yeah.
You checked in.
Yeah. Oh,
that's interesting.
Such a douchebag thing to say.
Look, I get it. I completely understand where you're coming from. However, it's literally with one individual on the planet. I mean, other than your wife, who had to witness it. It's not like this
doesn't
was in
make
front
me
of a
like
group. But I'm just saying, like, okay, so worst case scenario is you look like a douchebag to one person.
Yeah.
Which is probably
and
dealing
now,
with... And it's
all of you.
No, because you're talking about the fact that you regret it, so it actually speaks to your character. So,
he was such a good dude, though. Like,
Bruce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did yell at me once on set, and because we could the first day we really connected over, like, hey, have you been to this place? What about this?
So I was gonna say, you started that off right off.
Yeah, right off the bat. And the thing is, like, on set, I'm very middle of the road, and I was like, Bruce, can we take it again or whatever? And he must have like snapped. I don't even remember what he snapped at me or whatever. And he's like, we got it so many times, we don't have to do all this stuff. And I just remember going, we'll always have Michigan.
That's what you said to him?
Yeah.
Out loud?
Yeah. And he laughed.
That's awesome. That's
so then he totally went back and did it again. So he was in a good mood.
That's fun.
Do you want to tell yours or should I tell my second one?
I'll tell mine. I'm just still reflecting on yours. I don't know if you told me that.
Yeah, I try and keep that secret. But I figure now, when there's microphones, 3 cameras, and Ace over here.
I get it. I get that, because that's not how you conduct yourself. That's not on a regular basis. So,
and I hate the word filmmaker and anything Hollywood I hate and stuff. So.
Right. Yeah, we actually had a lot of conversation about that today while we were driving around. It makes sense, but it's not that big a deal. Like, I'm not trying to downplay your emotion.
I know what you're saying.
Get it.
Look, in terms of like,
grand scheme
of things, yes, but it doesn't make me look good. And if you don't know that I had the anxiety that I had, then it just comes across as total jerk.
Sure.
Right. Like, well, you know how important I am,
right?
And I'm not. Right. Like, that's the thing. It came in, and I think Gigi, because she knows this about me, it was so out of character that it came across as like, do you know who I am? And that's not how I meant it to be.
Yeah.
No, I know how it came across, but it's not how I meant it to be.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense. So one of my, so we touched on, are we talking about like the big Megillah, like of like regrets of in various ways? And you were more like, sort of softer, like softer regrets.
Why don't we step into this, get a couple comments going.
Let's test the water.
Yeah, see, hey guys, maybe you shouldn't be sharing so much.
Before we just blow the doors off this thing.
Yeah.
So, and then you also mentioned like, well, what about some in a professional, realm, right, or world? And so the first thing that popped into my head, which I already said to you before we started recording, that makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. It has to do with my buddy John Popper. Will you have me? You can shed it
your
on?
boy. Oh, you're gonna tell the parking thing?
It's all of it. That the parking thing is involved in that evening.
Dude, if you've ever seen The Studio, episode 2, this is Eric.
Wait, what?
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait till
So what I have, I brought, because I, of course, bring my tchotchkes along, my show and tell things. So this is a signed harmonica of John Popper's. It's one of John Popper's harmonicas.
From the Blues Traveler.
John Popper is the lead singer and the harmonica player for one of my favorite bands
and
of all
more
time.
importantly, the harmonica on What Would You Say by the Dave Matthews Band.
Right. That's definitely more important. And this was an evening I had the chance to work with John. And so John had been a huge, I don't know what you call it. If he was my favorite band, he is An inspiration? I don't know.
Legend.
A legend, sure,
Yeah.
in my head. There you go.
Yeah.
So, I had started working. This is when I was going to school in Ann Arbor, and I had started working for a local audio guy because I knew I was going to not do the mechanical engineering thing, and I was going to go do audio.
Go on.
So I wanted to start anywhere that I could, right? So I'm working for this guy. I'd already done a couple of gigs, and he calls me up and says, "Hey, are you available for this date? It's going to be John Popper on his tour," and it was actually the Zygote tour, so it was his little
Right.
solo
Yeah,
album.
yeah.
It wasn't with Blues Traveler.
How do you feel about that album?
We'll skip that part.
Yeah.
So he said, "Are you available to run monitors? So which are what the artists are hearing either on their on the floor monitors stage
Sure.
or in their
Sure.
ears during the concert?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like that's an absolute dream to be able to be part of of working with him." So I'm super excited on the whole day, and the guy I'm working for says we're meeting at Michigan Theater, right? And great. So I look up Michigan Theater online to get the address or whatever, and it shows me what I think is the Michigan Theater where this event is happening at.
Oh no.
It was giving me the address for the Michigan Theater in downtown Detroit. So, as we normally do, is I'm going to get there way early ahead of time. I don't know the thing. I don't know the stuff. So I'm going to go, so I get down to Detroit and I'm parked outside of the theater and I'm watching the people that are loading in for that show. I'm still sitting in my car and, I'm waiting to see the guy I was working with or whatever. And I didn't see anybody, but I saw a tour bus pull up and I saw people loading in and I went, this is not the John Popper band. This looks like Metallica is what it looks like rolling in here. I'm like, something's off here. Something's wrong. So I start panicking. I get on my phone. I start looking stuff up and figure out that, he's at the Michigan Theater in Ann Arbor. So I drove all the way to Detroit and I had waited. And now I'm looking at the clock going, fuck, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late to showing up for this thing. So I haul ass out of there after I figure it out and I get back to Ann Arbor.
Now, you had a cell phone at this?
Yes.
Were you calling this guy and tell him it's at the wrong?
Yes. But he didn't answer. I remember leaving him a message to let him know.
Did you tell him I had Bruce Campbell's phone number?
I was on the way. Yeah, it's important. So, so I get to. I don't know the theater really. And so like the backside, I pull around onto the street behind the theater and the whole street has all of the parking meters covered up that you're not allowed to park here. And I was like, fucking great. Like this is for the band. I'm here for the band. I'm going to park here. Like I'm going to take one of these spots. Right. So I'm in a hurry. I'm in a panic to hurry up and get in here. Cause I literally kind of made it on time, which as we've discussed is late. Right.
Right. Yeah. If you're on time, you're late.
Right. So I park the car, I leave the car, and I go run in, and I start talking to the dude I'm working for, and we're talking about the game plan and whatever, all this kind of stuff. And okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, I made it. I'm cool. We're gonna get started. The band starts, the road crew, the roadies start bringing equipment in on stage, right? And I was like, I'll go see if I can go help out with some stuff, or go get some other gear out of the the local dude who's supplying or whatever. And so I get out there, and I hear them all just pissed. Every single one of them that are coming in are pissed, and they're rolling in their cases and who the F this and who the fuck that and like whatever, this whole thing. And I start listening a little bit more, and they're like, has somebody called to get that car towed? Has somebody like whatever, the whole thing? And by the time I get out to where the truck is, I have pieced together that the semi-trailer that had all of the equipment that was supposed to back into the loading dock so everybody could just offload their stuff right onto the stage and into the theater, now had to park on the street because where I parked my car, the semi couldn't make the turn. So I'm responsible now. And now I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, I'll go move my car. And at this point, they had already opened the door. So everybody has to roll everything down the ramp and other ramp and then back up into the theater or whatever. So everybody's like super pissed at me right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right? And I had to go move my car because now I know I shouldn't have parked there to begin with. So I'm already started off on a god awful, start right to the whole thing. So I moved my car, park the lot literally that's right next to it. Get back in there. Now I'm feeling like a complete jerk, and everybody knows like who it was, that it was me because I had to go move my car, and I'm working on audio. This is one of those things we've kind of talked about this. You mentioned this with your Dave Matthews story or whatever. That it's just like one of those things where you look back and you're like, what was I doing? Like it's the dumbest thing.
But you're out of yourself.
I was excited about the thought of being able to work with John and like be able to see him live and like all that kind of stuff. Maybe possibly get an autograph or whatever. I'd never met the guy. And
do you get nervous? Like you got the autograph. Were you nervous before getting the autograph and stuff?
Well.
Because there is a thing like when you're working, you don't do that. Like when Bruce slammed that thing, like he's like I'm like sign it.
I was fine with it conceptually, but because of how my day went, I was not feeling good about stuff. But I'll get there. I'll try and be quick. So while they were setting up and these are the guys that set him up every single time, right? There was like this situation where they were trying to move this rack, but the cable length didn't and they couldn't move it or whatever. And they were like, well, we need to do whatever. And so I tried to like jump in and like help out. Right. And I was like moving stuff around real quick. I'm like, what about now? And the two guys that were on the other side that were like the roadies or whatever, they literally turned to look at me and be like, you need to relax. I was just like, God. I was like, oh, okay. Whatever the whole thing. But then I walked away. I was like, oh my God. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. What is happening? What am I doing? So
did you just want to go in the bathroom and cry?
We ended up getting the set. I ended up being able to run monitors, which was very cool. And John was a super cool dude. It was a great show because he of course played like a bunch of the classics like Hook and Run Around or whatever he played as part of the show.
Yeah, he has to get people in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was great. That was amazing. And then at the end of the show, so he like walked off. He came back. He did the encore, and it was, of course, was like Run Around, right? And then he started to throw some of the harmonicas out to people in the audience, right? So he had his whole vest, right, with all his harmonicas or whatever. So he'd pull some out and he was like throwing them out to the
just whipping them at people
to the different people in the audience, which I thought was awesome. And his like stage manager was right there, and he was like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "Yeah." And I had already had some conversation with him. I was like, "Do you want?" We had because we were both standing there for the whole show or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, I would absolutely love one. That'd be awesome. Thanks." And so he went and got one, and then we had to wait. John went back to the green room, and we went to go start like packing stuff up. Right, the concert was over, whatever. And I was like, I have to try and get his autograph. Yeah. Right, I wasn't going to go back in the green room because I was supposed to be packing stuff up. But I'm waiting. I get stuff packed up, and so I go out to make sure I didn't miss him. Right, I was like, maybe while I was packing up, he might have left, but he often spends a lot of time with the fans that are waiting outside to do autographs and stuff like that. So I go out there to go see, did I already miss him? Right, and are people still out there waiting? I get out there, and I walk out the door. And I still see lots of people where I was like, John didn't come out, right? And like, no, he hasn't come out yet. Those fans that are out there waiting for the whole thing. And I go to turn around to come back in, and the bouncer, the security dude, goes, "You can wait out here." And I was like, I'm supposed to be packing up. I'm with the audio guys. He goes, something along the lines of, I've seen how you
operate?
Yes, I've seen how you've operated. Yeah. Something along those lines.
So he was intelligent.
Something along those lines, and went, you can wait out here. I was like,
you fanboy.
I was like, so I can't go back inside. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh my God. Then I was just like, it sunk to even more. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm working for a guy right now that like is expecting me to help load gear and like whatever the whole thing. So I ended up having to leave and go out and go back in the front. I had to go like all the way around because this dude wouldn't let me back in. So
you had a pass or something?
I get back in. I did. Yeah. Which I tried to go. I was like, I'm working. Whatever.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah. He was like,
I'm sure the roadies were like, do not let that guy anywhere near Mr. Popper.
It makes me so uncomfortable to think about.
I know, right? Why are we doing this episode?
So I finally came around, get back back in. But then I'm inside, and John starts to come out, and I'm like, well, this is my opportunity now. So I have to go back up onto the stage and jump up and like run next to him and be like, hey man, I'm a huge fan. You know, are you okay with it? And he was like super cool about it. Yeah, absolutely, whatever. And he signed it for me, and then I was like, oh, thank God. But I got a lot of looks like in that last thing.
Yeah.
Like meaning like even the fact that I went up there and asked for the autograph and whatever, did the whole thing.
And you know where those people are right now? Nowhere. And he's got a signed harmonica right there.
So I don't know. The conclusion is yes, I have a signed harmonica, which is like a very
every time
it's
you
a
look
treasure.
at it,
Yes, it's a treasure.
just
Yes,
like,
it's this. It's such a conundrum.
My next story is like that.
Yeah, because
Ace, how are we on time?
We're good.
Okay. So let me ask you this on the John Popper thing. Was it everything you hoped it could have been in terms of your interaction with him?
Yeah, he was very cool.
Right.
The fact I got to work like in some audio capacity with him, like on stage, you know, and you know, he was performing whatever 15 feet from me for the entire evening. Yes,
Great.
That part was still exciting, even though everything else was so awful.
Did you have a cell phone that you could take pictures with?
I did not. So, meaning back then, I did have a cell phone. I remember which one it was, but there were no front-facing cameras at that time.
Got it. Yeah.
It's pre-iPhone.
All right. I want to spend the rest of the episode going through with whatever you brought. Now that you brought out the John Popper thing.
So,
you're looking at.
Well, hold on. Because I wrote down some we were talking about soft regrets, but that'll derail if you want to.
No. Let's go. What other soft regrets you have? Because I don't know if mine's so soft.
No,
I mean,
they're not. It's not.
I mean, I have like soft regrets. Like, it's not even regrets. It's just questions. Like, where if I would have went to LA as opposed to Miami, how would my career be? But then I would have met Gigi. Blah blah blah. But those aren't regrets.
Well, I have a few, but we don't really need to dive into them. But they're the ones that kind of came up when we were, talking about doing this. One, I wish I wouldn't have made you pass out in 5th grade.
Thank you.
That's a regret.
Thank you.
I definitely regret doing that.
Really? Who cares? Maybe that's what led to where I am today.
Well, and what if it's like where, your deep-seated anger toward me comes from?
No, it's not that. I can pinpoint 15 other things. That is
this. That
doesn't even come up in a circle.
Not consciously. I meant subconsciously. So
I have enough consciously to be angry at you about.
It was traumatic.
It's for you. I was passed out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
doesn't matter to me.
That's one of the regrets.
Okay.
It's joking, but
all right.
But I do wish I had found a way to force my parents to go have me get my knee checked out the first time I blew it out, which wasn't the major thing. So when I look back on that, I go, I really wish, because I could still be active today or playing today.
Sure. You would have been probably in the NBA.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. So we're clearly not going to do anything
I
with
mean,
these.
when your knee, that's one of those things where that's kind of more on your parents. Sorry, Maura and Verna, but
yes and no, but because I didn't advocate for it. So that's my regret, is that I didn't advocate for myself.
I see.
So
right.
that I didn't, more do. You just kind of go along and did the thing, rather than when I knew there was a major problem. Dude, when we were up there playing at OCC, my knee would constantly pop out.
Dude, mine, when I tore mine, it's the same thing. But the problem was we were so young and dumb that you don't think that you can get hurt.
I agree with
you
this.
You don't think that this is a career anything.
Yes, I agree with you. That is the invincibility aspect to the whole thing. But that's part of the regret, right?
Sure.
That
makes sense.
Whatever.
I'm sure a lot of people have that too. If I would have had this checked sooner.
And then you actually touched on one of the ones right off the bat with your kids about the fact that I didn't journal more or record more.
Yeah.
Because even so, we didn't have cameras around, right? I mean, here or there or whatever, but we did have cassette tapes. We could have actually recorded stuff of ourselves, which the biggest regret associated with that. I mean, going back to the whole.
But dude, if you go to Carrie and be like, all right, listen, I want you to listen to my 700 audio tapes of me journaling, you're going to seem like a crazy person.
It's not that as much as
6793
taking you back. I agree with you.
No, I get it. But when are you going to sit there and listen to it?
Not on a regular basis.
We would go to our little spot and lay down.
Not on a regular basis, but there could be some gems in there. And what I'm getting to is I wish I had some of that to be able to share with Milo, to be able to share with my son.
Oof.
That stuff when you're really young, right? And some of those, just to your point, like some of those young mentalities or some of the things that you're just like, it's immature. It's like, but that was part of the process. So I just wish there were more of those things. Do you have any video footage of you as a kid? Do you have video footage as a kid?
No, it was all film. Like, I know there's film stuff that exists.
Really?
Yeah, we'd have to get it transferred. I don't know if it still exists.
Why would you not? How would you not have done that at this point? So who had?
I didn't have a podcast. Camera? Now that I do, my grandfather.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's incredible. I can't believe you don't have that.
Yeah.
You haven't converted that.
Yeah, I mean,
off, dude.
I'll have to go find it. Like, I'll have to track down.
That's crazy to me. I wish I had some of that.
Yeah, stuff. Yeah. I'll look for it.
Wow.
Yeah. But to this, like, this is a great spot to show what's in here because you did more collecting than I did. I have a box or two. You have like a whole wing of your house that's. So let's see what we have. Right, and by the way, if this goes nowhere and it's not good, we'll cut a lot of this out. We'll figure it out. Right, and as he's doing that, hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and more importantly, Mom, Diane, David, David, you certainly text me. So why don't you, I don't know, comment? Just be like, hey, this is David. I'm commenting. That's it.
So angry.
I'm not angry.
Let me bring that back.
No, I'm not angry. I had an incredible meal tonight. I'm not angry.
It was an incredible meal.
It was an incredible meal.
I might not be able to do this with the mic.
All right, what are we doing?
Hold on. Okay, I'm going to...
Can you hear me breathe?
I'm going to... this is not going to be any particular
All right,
order.
well, just
I'm gonna
make it quick because already people are going to be like, really? We're going to go down a path of two people I don't know?
Well... Okay,
I mean, my mom will love it.
Dude,
no, because solely my mom, because she's like, I'm hearing things about you that I never knew. I was like, yeah.
This is all right. Well, hold on, I'll be quick.
Oh my god! No, give me that first one. Give me that first one, whatever the first one is, because this is where regrets come in. That one. Let me read what it says on the back.
Oh boy!
Oh my god!
Here we go. So, can you name the people in that photo?
Yeah.
We haven't told the story, I don't think.
No one's going to understand why we're laughing here. I'll cut it out. Well, Jade, Shannon, and my mom.
So that's Jade and Dara.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd I say?
Said Shannon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dara. I'm so sorry, Dara. I know that was. I obviously
Jenny
knew it was
Johnson.
Dara. Jenny, yeah. I'm so sorry, Dara. Jade wrote this. See, I can't share this because we'll get sued.
We'll scan it and we'll throw it in.
No, we'll scan it. Yeah. Thank you, though, for thinking about that. See, Ace is over here producing.
He's on it.
God, can you imagine if we had a full-time producer? Ace, what are you doing? What are you doing on the weekends?
No, listen, we can't pay you. So
Ace, how much do you like us? Oh, dude, this is...
So you mentioned...
This is me. Oh, shocking, eating... But this is when I was thin.
It was half of you.
It was when I was half of me.
So this is the kind of stuff
eating a Pop-Tart.
You actually referenced.
Oh my god!
You referenced this stuff on the podcast.
So this is just kids. Like I mean, the thing is no one's gonna know who these people are. So it's more.
So this was.
Oh, this is when I started to get fat. This is my journey.
And by the way, you were drunk there.
Oh, go figure.
Okay.
Oh, when was this? Oh, it was a Thursday. Yeah. So.
It ended in a day.
All right, so let me just put the ones that we're going to use.
Do you remember when we did this?
Oh, dude, I just talked about that the other day. This is
I wish we had video
when we
went
to Universal Studios and they asked, "Hey, who wants to participate in this live action like Indiana Jones or no Jaws? It was Jaws or something." And this is a photo from it. And this was my first foray into acting, and I would love to say it's my last, but it's not, unfortunately. I find here's what I like.
This is actually a regret. So I'll own it.
Let me see it.
I'll own it.
Let me see it.
It's a regret, but it's actually pretty. It's pretty deep. Do you want to read? You want to read it?
Let me read it, and you can explain it.
Okay.
And I'll make the jokes out of it. I'll make jokes out of your.
So
your regrets.
I'm handing it to you like this, so you can see the first part.
First of all, it says Mom, Eric.
Correct.
Mr.
So the
Moss
first
is.
part of it.
Can I read out loud? Or?
Yeah, you can. So I don't know what's in there exactly.
Except,
but,
I can't read. So Mr. Moss is failing. Failing?
Yes.
F-E-E-L-I-N-G? Oh, it's F-A, whatever. Failing to, what is this word? Just so you see. It's not me that I don't know how to read.
Give me this.
It's Furnace. You're writing this.
It's handwriting. Give it to me. Jesus.
Well,
no, keep trying to read. This is great.
No.
Okay, here's the point.
Okay.
So Mr. Moss, my next door neighbor, you know Mr. Moss,
Yeah.
my next door neighbor. I don't think I've ever talked to him on the podcast. So he was the closest thing I had to like a grandfather.
Sure. He was a great guy.
He was at all of my sporting events.
Right.
He came. Any footage I have is from him from like wrestling, and he came to all the basketball events and filmed filmed all that stuff or whatever. This is my mom's letter to me saying Mr. Moss is failing quickly.
Oh, quickly.
He's quickly. He's at home with hospice now.
Oh.
And and
Jesus.
yeah, and the chemo and radiation. Yeah, it's got deep.
Who's going to cry first on this podcast?
So chemo and radiation is not helping, so it was stopped.
Look at me.
Sorry.
Look at me. Do it. Just do it.
Sorry to bear the bad news.
All right. And
so
then you write.
This is a letter from mom. So let me tell you this.
Right.
Though. You don't have to read through the whole thing.
No, it's basically, if I'm reading it, it's like, you wrote like how much you mean to me.
Yeah.
And that you thought of him as a grandfather. I wanted and needed in my life. You give me uncountable examples of how to live my life and how I wanted to be when I get into the later stages of my life. You left an impression, made a difference, blah, blah, blah. Especially me, I mean, it's.
This is my regret.
What's the regret?
I didn't go to see him. I wrote him a letter.
Where were you?
I was in Michigan. I was at home, and I
So this really is a very special episode.
Yeah. So I am so uncomfortable with death.
Oh, me too.
I understood.
By the way, the whole reason I'm here this week is because of death.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And my mom's
connection.
40th birthday.
Wow. Diane, looking great.
Looking good. I mean, you look horrible for 40. Not too bad for 70.
So I do actually regret that I knew he was failing quickly. My mom and Amanda had scheduled to go visit with him, and I said that I was too busy at work. I was whatever, it doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
But I said I was too busy to go
over
there and go deal with it.
But were you not too busy? You just decided that you're. Oh, wow.
I could have.
I mean, a normal person would cry right now, but
unquestionably, I could have gone, and I was so uncomfortable with the idea of seeing him.
I'm with you.
That I didn't want to do it.
Did you do the right thing? I don't mean that like flippantly. I don't mean that flippantly.
That's the selfish thing, though.
Dude, he was in hospice, yeah?
Yeah.
Which means he probably didn't know what was going on.
No, that's not true. He was completely coherent across the board. He mentally he was all there. Physically he was giving up. And Amanda and my mom went to go see him, and I didn't go. And I actually regret that, because I think back about that was the selfish thing to do for me, and I didn't do the thing for him, because I know he would have. My mom took the letter, and she said that he read through it and he cried when he read it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. So then I felt it felt really
I'm
bad.
uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
What? How did you think that was gonna play out?
I thought he would die peacefully. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let's sit in this moment for a second. I don't care if you can't hear me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, yeah, I might be the first to go. Oh, God. Oh, shit, Eric.
That's one of my regrets.
Yeah.
That's one of my regrets.
All right. Anything else? Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the recap? I don't know that it's a recap. It was fun to. I mean, sharing is good. Reflecting back on things that you've done and how that affected you or what you've carried with you. You know.
Yeah.
That's kind of defining. We've talked about I think that there are times where we have done things where we know I'll never do that again, right?
Yeah.
So now it's ingrained. That's kind of defining in some way. That oops. But yeah, everybody makes mistakes, and I don't think we've done anything. It's not like we've tried to blow up a mailbox or something.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go call Pitbull.
Oh, you got Bruce's number?
You want to see it?
Brucey. You want to show me?
No, you want to
show
know?
me?
No, you want to know what's funny though? Him and I still were texting afterwards because like anything big that happens in Detroit, he'll still text me.
You want to text him right now?
Sure, you want to?
You're in Detroit.
You want to?
You've got time. You could let him know. I feel like we're done. Are we done? Are we done?